schedule to come and attend with us. First thing we're going to talk about is, well, the standard we're going to talk about tonight is multiplication of whole numbers using, in the Common Core standards. And the standard says that we're going to multiply a whole number of up to 4 digits by a 1-digit whole number, and multiply two 2-digit numbers using strategies based on place value and the properties of operations. We're going to illustrate and explain the calculations by using equations, rectangular arrays, and or area models. All right, and we're going to take a closer look at this standard. Some things that students will need to know and understand before they actually do this standard is place value. They need to understand that 1s times 1s equal 1s, 1s times 10s equal 10s, 1s times hundreds equal hundreds, 1s times thousands equal thousands, and 10 times 10s equals hundreds. They will also need to know multiplication and the targeted procedures, what students need to know and will learn how to do. We will compose and decompose facts, utilize strategies, which is the area model with base 10, open area model, partial products, and we will show you those strategies tonight. And also the place value system using words. We will also use the properties of multiplication, commutative and distributive.
One of the things the children do most mornings is something called number talks, and it's just letting them learn to break numbers apart. Our 4th grade focuses on multiplication strategies, and this is what a number talk looks like. Y'all gonna come be my people? Sort of, come be my people.
Could be a
Wanna answer from over
Mary.
there? Okay. Normally we put them on the floor. So. What the children have been taught to do is they're going to give them a problem, and they're going to think about it. And when they have an idea of how to get the answer, they put one thumb up right here. And then while they keep thinking, okay, I can get that answer another way and they show us 2 strategies. So we show them the number. Right, the right thing. So we tell them to think about that. How are you going to solve that? And they start making up ideas in their head. They don't get to call out, flap their arms or anything. They just wait. And after we give them time, the children would share. Anybody want to share? No?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't even know? At least you're honest. Okay, we've talked about multiplication. The children would say, well, I know that means I have 20 6 times. So they might share that it's going to be 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20. Would that work?
Yeah.
That would work. Okay. Hoping to move on to another strategy, they would recognize that it's 6
Or 26 times.
or 26 times. That's exactly right. So we had 6 times 2 10s, because that's 2 10s, right? And what's 6 times 2 10s? How many 10s would I have? What's 6 times 2? Putting you on the spot.
What's 6 times?
What's 6 times 2? Don't worry about the 10s. What's 6 times 2?
12.
12. Go over that, but that would be, we could continue to explain how the number talk system works, and they'll have anything from simple numbers to, like we just saw, a little bit more complicated numbers. Okay, now for tonight, they have papers?
Yes.
Jody has these?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
These.
I
Do you
said,
have any extra scratch paper for them, kind of taking notes?
okay, the kids know that. These are 10 rods. They have 100 flats, and then these are obviously our ones. So 21 would look like 2 10s and a 1. So that's my 1 factor. And then on this side is just 3 1s, so I'm going to line them up right here. So now I've modeled my 2 factors. 1 factor is 21. My second factor is 3. Okay? So I need now, I'm going to model 21 3 times. So I don't count that one. That's my factor. All right, we good? So here's 21 1 time to match this one. Here's 21.
Can the kids tell you what the answers are?
In a minute you are, you sure are. 21 2 times. 21. We don't want to have any gaps or spaces. This is our area model. Sorry, I didn't tell you that part. So now we have 21. How many times?
3.
3 times. Okay? Then we can write it out. I'll get you to that board. I'm just going to write it up here. Right? How many 10s do I have right there? Yes, ma'am.
40.
Can you see them? Can you see them? Let me pull them apart a little bit. How many 10s do I have?
60.
All right, 60. I've got 6 10s, so I have 60. And then how many 1s do I have?
63.
Okay, so you got the answer. Oh, he's going to participate now. Yes, what do you have?
63.
63. All right, then we're going to write it in a open area model. Am I calling it right? So we have 21. So what I've written here, 20 plus 1 is what I modeled with the rods, 20 and 1. On this side, I have 3. Wherever you have a plus sign, we're going to just split it. So let's go back over here. What's 3 times 20? 3 times
63.
All right, just the 20 is 60. And what's 3 times 1?
3.
3. This matches what we have on the tiles up here. So there's 60, and there's our 3. Okay?
I was phone taught this.
She did? Okay, well, good. All right.
I remember seeing
Now
it.
y'all are gonna model the next one for me. So let me clean this up. On your table, you have tape that marks the grid like I have here. And there are the, they don't have to be the scale, just as good as you can get it. We're gonna repeat our factors.
There's Jasmine's staff. Hey, Katie.
Hi.
Hello.
You can work with a partner, or you can sit up your own table. We'll get you caught up.
Slide in here somewhere.
Yes.
Doing okay tonight?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And there's pencils in. And there's,
So that.
Okay.
now when they do a
You see on your
10
paper.
rod, we'll say you some drawing. When you do a 10 rod, I'm
rod.
sorry, I don't know her name. When you do a 10 rod, you don't have to draw all, you can just do this. They've learned that when they see this, they know it's 10. So they don't have, you can split it up, but some of them will actually write a 10 in there. You don't have to do that, and then they know these are 1s. The kids have worked with them enough to know that a rectangle is a 10.
We usually don't like these.
You have one of those.
I haven't. That's right.
And then you're just gonna go back and draw basically what you got over here. So 1, 2, 3, are those right? 4. I know they're crooked, it's driving you crazy, I know that. You wouldn't survive in my room. No, they're not even. Right. See, I don't care, that's why I don't stress over that.
So you get the 7, 5.
Crooked was there. It's so really crooked.
We doing 10 down here?
10.
10 down here?
Yeah, right here. I don't know, you better draw exactly what you have on your
10
board.
down.
Yours was better than mine. You're drawing this. You're drawing that. So how many 10 rods did you need? You had 7. And then 7 rows of 3 would be how many 1s?
21.
21. So we have 7 10s and 21 1s.
So that's 7.
That's right.
It's pretty close.
So then we'd have them add that together.
What's 7
70
plus
plus
21?
21.
Okay.
91.
91, not 90.
So we did, we would tell the children, the thinking is they're doing hands-on or concrete is what they would call it. We have concrete
Oh,
model,
additional.
then we have a visual model, and then we're gonna drop it down one more space. Over here in your second box, we're gonna take the, without doing all the pictures of the tiles, we're gonna look at just what the values were. So this, whoops, let me get that red. So the open area model is not gonna have all these little tiles represented. We're just gonna use numbers and the area that it ended up being. So my number is still 13 times 7. Because this whole board, your whole sheet's gonna be about one problem. So 13
So draw a box.
And then when we did this, we did tens and ones. How many tens are in 13? One 10, so I'm gonna write it as 10. How many ones? 3 ones. So 13 is 10 plus 3. And my factor over here was a 7. And then we're gonna explain to the children, wherever you see a plus sign, draw a line. So our tens are gonna be recorded here, and our ones will be recorded here.
So 7 times.
Then you go back, right ahead, go right ahead, you're right on track. So 7 times 10 is 7. Here we proved it with tiles in a picture. Here we proved it with actual tiles. So here's 70. Here's 70 in a model. Here's 70 just with my thinking. And then what's 7 times 3? 21. Same thing. You got it in a drawing here and in actual tiles down there. And then they would do the exact same thing. Put those together. These are partial products. Partial meaning part, of course.
What's the second column?
Learn how to do school again. Go to school.
And then we're gonna model 12 across here.
So the first number you always put at the top.
So if we think about it, we'll save you a little time here. Go ahead and make it outside like this. I'm sorry. You'll get the hang of it. Go ahead and make you 17 outside your frame. And make you 12. And your other factor. Hey, baby.
How many did you put across the top? The 17 across the top?
17, and you can do it either way, but that's just how I have mine set up. So 17 across the top and 12 down the side.
You just put 17 blocks there and
And I'm using a 10 run, 10, 11, 12,
Because that's what I was
10,
asking. Because
11, 12,
sometimes
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
you put one long 10 in there and
Yeah.
double the 7.
You sure can. Oh, y'all can't draw yet? Oh, no, you gotta make it. You gotta make it. We making. We making. We're not drawing yet. We making. You gotta make it first.
You should have said that.
I did. She did.
These things are
They're shortcutting.
Well, 10.
You won't have to deal with my part.
10.
Okay. You can stay with us. After playing.
Where's your other one? Like the other one? They got no color?
Okay, and she comes in
They
here.
got no color. I got one here. I want to put some other color.
Just
No, they're all the same color.
I need some loose ones.
Okay, she's going down.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
Grandma's with the other facility. Okay. In another class. You'll be in the lunchroom. Okay, so now what are we gonna do? We got our factors on the outside. What we need to do now?
Hold on a minute. Wait on James first. That's
Oh,
what we
okay,
gotta
wait
do.
on James,
Now wait on
okay.
James. That's what the first thing we're gonna do.
We differentiate, that's right, we wait.
I think Kay's waiting on James while she's trying to.
Do one more.
Mama, I'll take pictures.
Okay, with all of that counting and lining up and everything, like I said, I had mine, I didn't look ahead, I'm sorry, didn't recognize that. So I've got my factors switched with the same stuff. Alright, so then we'd have the kids look, okay, what is your 10 by 10?
What's your 10 by 10?
What's your 10 by 10? How many tiles is this?
How many?
10 times 10.
100.
Right, that's 100. So, they would think that. We'll draw it in a minute. Then this is your second, the top of the top box. And then this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, which I know mine's turned the other way.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, mine's flipped. And it was right here,
20.
No.
20. And we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
I like counting.
You got the same, that's the same thing down here.
See how they do?
Now, if you want to draw it, you can draw it, but I'm not gonna grade it if you don't draw it.
To the right.
To the right, yes, second box, to the
Put
right.
the 17 at the top.
17 at the top, 12 over here,
Times in the corner. 12's in the middle.
and we're gonna expand, the children learned to expand numbers back when, we've known it all year, so 17 is the same as 10 plus 7. And when you see a plus sign, you're gonna split it. Tens, ones. Do the same thing with 12. 12 is the same as 10
and 2.
plus 2. I see a plus sign, so I'm gonna split it.
It's 14.
Okay? So then they're gonna look, okay, multiplication signs here. 10 times 10 is
100.
100, so they write it in the box. And if you go back and look at your model, that's what we had right there. I have 100 right there. There's a concrete model of it. This is a number model of it. Then I go here, 10 times 7 is 70. And then my picture model, I didn't trade those out for 10s, but Mary helped me count them. So there's your 70. Down here,
If you added that
2 times 10 is 20. Here it is in my area model over here, with my tiles, there's my 20. And then 2 times 7 is 14. And there's my 14 ones right there. So this takes the place, or is a drawing for all of this. Then how are we gonna get our answer?
100 plus 70,
You gotta add all that up, that's right.
70, 20, 90,
Rock that mental math.
204.
7 times 2.
And they've been practicing stacking and adding groups of numbers to get ready for what we're doing now. That's what your board, your paper would look like. Except I did my numbers the wrong way.
They step now, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Okay. This is just telling you why we're doing what we're doing. We start with concrete touching things so they can move things around. Then we take what we made and then we represent it, which is here. So what this is, and we just write it. And then they move to the abstract, which is what Miss Audrey's getting ready to show you. Okay? So now we're going to look at the bottom of the handout. And this will be what you're more familiar with. Okay? And we're through with the tiles. So
Side where you worked, I think it was 7 times 13. Can you flip back over on the bottom half of that sheet? Products method. In the partial products method, we use it to build an understanding of numbers. It is a strategy based on place value, as the standard indicated. And additional strategies allows for sense making and development of conceptual understanding. And additional strategies support a range of students' identities and needs. So students learn differently, so we have to show them different strategies to make sure they understand. I showed you this at the beginning. This is going to play a big part in what we're getting ready to do. 1s times 1s equals 1s. 1s times 10s equals 10s. 1s times hundreds equal hundreds. 1 times thousands equal thousands. And 10s times 10s equals hundreds. Alright, again, I wanted you to look at the bottom of that sheet. And I'm going to show you the partial product
First problem, okay.
for that same number and show you a different way to get that answer. I did the same thing you did. I might just read it so it show up. Alright. So we have 13 times 7. These two columns work together. So whenever the kids are working this, they say 7 1s times 3 1s is equal to how many? 21 1s. And I need to make this a little bit smaller so I can get there again. I'm sorry. Let me make this a little bit smaller. It's not gonna let me. Anyway, everything is, you write that, you write 2 10s and 1 1. Okay? So then you go 7 1s times 1 10 equals 7 10s. And 7 10s is equal to 70, which is 70 1s. I might should write on the board. I'll write on the board for the next one. So you put 70. Now you add those together and you get 91.
You go down, put 9 tens. So after that, you put 9 tens plus 1 equal 9.
Okay?
Yeah, 'cause you got-
You don't have to do it.
Flip on the other side. Once you have this one, flip on the other side. So I can show you the partial product for at 27,
Yeah.
17 times.
17 times 12.
9, 10 plus 1.
I think I might use the board. Yeah, I was gonna show that piece. 17 times 12, I'm sorry, I can't keep up with it. All right, so you do your 17 times 12. And as our academic coach says, the numbers have to wrestle one another. So you have 2 ones times 7 ones equals 14 ones. And that is 110 or ones. So then you have to do 2 ones times 110. And that is going to give us, what?
3,
2 times 1.
20.
What's 2 times 1?
2,
2. 2 what?
10.
2 tens. 2 tens is the same as what? 20. And I'm not writing this in as I go, I'm sorry y'all. 14. And then that's 20. Alright, so then what is the next thing I do? 110 times
110 times 2
Times
times
7.
7
Ones.
10.
Ones.
1.
110 times 7 ones is
7.
7 tens. What you're thinking about is 1 times any number is 1. So 1 times is going to be 7 tens. Alright, and 7 tens is equal to
70.
70. So you write your 70. Then you have 110 times 110. 110 times 110 is going to give you
100.
100.
14.
100, and that's equal to 100.
Or 10.
10 tens.
100 ones.
100 ones.
And I don't have it. I'm right on your phone, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All of those equal to ones. We want them to
What
equal
time
ones.
110? I
Hold
put
on 1
2
second, you kind of lost me a minute when you went to the hundreds.
110.
Because 10 times 10 is 100.
Okay, let me see, go back, where was it on this side?
Right here. 100.
Okay.
10 times 10 is 100.
And then you gotta add all that together.
So now you're going to add it together. That's right. So you have your 4. And then you have 1 and the 2 and the 7. That's 10. Did y'all get 204?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see. But we ended up making them all ones. Okay. We did the same problem, but it's on grid paper. Sometimes we'll pull out the grid paper to keep the numbers lined up so the kids can see each, because sometimes their numbers are not kind of jumbled together. So we use grid paper to make sure they are lining the numbers up so they can see the tens and the ones and the hundreds. And Ms. Pinniger suggested using, if you don't have grid paper at home, you can use notebook paper and turn it sideways, and that works just the same to keep it lined up, because it's important to keep it lined up. All right. This is what it all looks like. When you put it all together, this is what it all looks like. The different ways of showing. Okay? Which your sheet will probably look like at this moment, because we've done all of them. Here is one, again, with the grid paper. They're showing this how to multiply the 2 by 2. Now it says let's try one. I'm gonna give you the answer.
So I'm all it to you. Basically, you're gonna practice 2-digit times a 2-digit, and you use whatever of those strategies made sense for you and your child. You're trying to get the largest product, as explained here, get the largest product, so you pull 4 cards and decide how am I gonna arrange those, so when I multiply a 2-digit times a 2-digit, I'm gonna get the greatest product. Your partner would pull 4 cards and arrange them, whatever, so this would be 95 times 53. You'd work it out on a separate piece of paper. 70, so 6, 78, can't see it, 78 times, the kings are zeros, times 40, work that out. I'd record my answer, my partner would record their answer, then you repeat it 2 times and then add those numbers up, so they're getting to practice again with the extra addition, and whoever had the highest score wins. You could make it easier by just pulling, just pull a 2-digit times a 1-digit. So you wouldn't pull that 4th card, they could do 95 times 5, and this person could do 75 times 4, just shorten it. If you want to make it harder, then you could do it. Go up to a 3-digit times a 1-digit, or 3-digit times a 3-digit if you want to get that challenge. But the rules are on the wrestling sheet.
Okay, these are the things that we used to ask the kids, things that were probably asked to you when you were younger in school. What's the problem in the story? How did they solve it? Talk about it. What were the important points? And summarize it. Basically, do y'all remember? Okay, what was the story about? Tell me what happened first, tell me what happened second, tell me what happened last. We can do that. Okay? It gets a little bit more challenging now with Common Core. They've got to really, really think more beyond the text. So, here are some questions that you can ask. Tell some ways that Jack and the giant were alike or different. So you're really thinking more about the characters. How did Jack feel? Why? How did the giant change? Why? How was blank like blank? Okay, just going through it. Those are some beyond the questions. Beyond questions. Then you can go a step further and think about the text. Do you think this is a good title? Why or why not? Jack and the Beanstalk. Is that a good title? Okay? Would it have made any sense for it to be called Rikki Tikki Tavi if it's about Jack and the Beanstalk? No, so it gets them thinking. What did Jack learn?